My name is Mikhail Marov. I am professor in the Vernadsky Institute of the Russian Academy of Sciences and also an academician of the Russian Academy of Sciences, full member. I am doing many things, including scientific research, close involvement in the development and implementation of the Russian space program, and also teaching. So this is a multifold activity, and just my principal interests are focused on the problems of planetary physics, planetary sciences, and cosmogony. Cosmogony, it's just the term sometimes not quite well known to the Western people, but it's very common in Russia because possibly we are rooted in the special process related to cosmogony, and this is the general scope of the origin and evolution of stars and planets, so stellar planetary systems, including their early phases of formation and follow-on evolution. Just historically, I've been involved in the many missions of the Russian space program. It was both piloted program and robotic missions, but my principal interests were concentrated about piloted robotic missions and also around some theoretical studies. My basics is mechanics. I graduated university on the mechanics specialty, and this is what I have been doing throughout my career. And so I applied such knowledge, not only developing some theoretical fields in this area, specifically in hydrodynamics, in physical gas kinetics, and in the early stage with application to aeronomy, so the physics of our Earth's environment, space environment, and then it was some kind of the smooth transfer to the planetary sciences, what I mentioned. I've been involved in our space program soon after it began, soon after the launch of the first satellite with the lunar planetary missions. First working in Korolev facilities, Rocketry Space Corporation. Then I moved to Soviet Academy of Science by invitation, personal invitation issued by the former president of the Academy, Academician Keldysh, and I assisted him working in parallel, like the chief department on applied mechanics in the Institute of Applied Mathematics, and also assisted Keldysh in the development of and implementation of our space program, because Keldysh was in charge of the special council on space exploration. It was just governmental level and responsible for the all space activity in the former Soviet Union. This was a great training to me. I just gained a lot of experience in this area, working very closely together with the many chief designers and director of the leading institutes, and it was not only of great interest but also of great responsibility to me, but it was also greatest lesson learned. I assisted Keldysh and he guided me, so I just been very close co-worker for him for about 20 years, and I just related to him like my great teacher. So about the missions, it was well, it seemed very difficult to list everyone. It was too many, but just to mention a few, I was very beneficial to take part in the mission with the new generation of space vehicles towards Venus, towards Moon and Mars. For Moon, it was just my close participation in the program, which was intended to run in parallel to Apollo program. I was quite active in, in the program which was greatest strengthen our efforts to be the first for the landing the first man on the moon, the so-called moon race. But we were very unfortunate along this track because we lost, and I believe we lost because of premature Korolev death in 1966. So we felt soon after that we will be not a winner. And so we switched over to some more tangible opportunity to accomplish at least partially the goal of returning back to Earth samples from Moon by the automatic vehicles, and also to land on the Earth surface, on the Moon surface, the first Moon rovers. So it was a part of my activity just relating to the Moon, and including some study, and I have some publication of the lunar soil returned from the Moon. My possibly principal activity was Venus and Mars program with robotic vehicles. I served like project scientist for all missions towards Venus and Mars. And it was also my great opportunity, like a gift of my fate, just to be principal investigator for several experiments which pioneered study of Venus and Mars. And I'm very much proud that it was so happened that I've been a part of the absolutely fantastic, so capable, skilled teams which made possible soft landing and surviving on Venus surface under absolutely hostile conditions. We developed very advanced technology to accomplish this goal. And also it was the first landing on the Mars surface. We were not quite fortunate to survive on Mars for a long time, but we accomplished the main technological target. We just really achieved the goal of soft landing. Well, it was, you certainly know, some greatest turmoil after the so-called perestroika. We lost many things, we destroyed many facilities. That it's a very bad impact on our space program, space industry. We right now trying to recover. And just answering your question, we are trying to protect ourselves from these negative consequences, and just to recover with the new surge in our interest in the planetary moon exploration, and also with the piloted program as well. Certainly, we are trying, and we tried early, possibly with lower responsibility than right now. I mean, in the previous years, with our study of space and using scientific results for different applications, we were mostly motivated by the Cold War standards. It was chasing each other with Americans. For example, I still preserve very good relationship with some colleagues whom I chased, sitting on the both sides of the ocean, you know. But the situation dramatically changed in the contemporary time, and you are completely right that it should be the main motivation right now how to benefit to the mankind, to our everyday standards, our everyday life. So this is the greatest responsibility, because the study of space is not for the satisfaction of personal curiosity. This is much more important and generalized goal of making space just serving our needs, serving even our security, and making our life much better using these space achievements, space technology, space facilities. So this is extremely important philosophical questions, and the people involved in the space program, they should feel such kind of responsibility. Me personally, you know, just looking back to the history and my personal involvement, let me say even contribution to the space program, I should not complain on something, you know. I try to be absolutely honest in this area, doing things which certainly could have just what is saying sometimes double use. That's for sure. But we live in quite complicated world which not yet accomplish a sort of the, you know, safety and a sort of, you know, absolutely, you know, still not concerned, not disturbed environment. So people involved in the new, modern, innovative technology, in robust engineering, they, to some another way, also dealing with some problems which are of interest of military. And this is not a secret. This is absolutely, you know, just routine approach which pursued by every country who just addressed like spacefaring countries, you know, and so they are doing something in order just to protect our world from the worst scenario, to be destroyed by the mankind being stupid. Well, again, it's a partially philosophical question, and just a personality not always could influence the high-level policy. I personally, you know, sometimes I try to persuade some people, even just decision makers, and some quite, not highest, but quite high level. And, well, I'm not sure that every one of such people, such structures, hearing me attentively, pursue with the same, you know, thinking like my own. That the paradox is that technology development is motivated by the wish politicians to make superiority to domain in this area and to encourage scientists and technologists, certainly, to develop better and better, progressively increment things, how most efficiently to kill people. Crazy paradox, but throughout the years, I was very much lucky to be very friendly with good colleagues of mine, Carl Sagan. So Carl, really good friend of mine, he once, we will share some meal, he said, Mikhail, what do you think? If somebody from other worlds visit us, which questions we would pose him? Interesting. We discuss, and I thought about that even more later. Certainly, based on the evolutionary process in our universe, we could imagine that could be civilization very much advanced compared to us, possibly thousands, possibly million years. Well, no doubt, they would accomplish absolutely fantastic technology capabilities. They much more, much better familiar with the natural laws. We are still in our childhood. While we're so much proud of ourselves, we're so deeply, digged in different kind of extremely sophisticated scientific problems, say in physics, chemistry, biology. But probably, and if this a person from other world would be quite generic, he or she possibly share their experience with us, share their knowledge. Is it important? Yeah, for sure. But possibly even much most important to ask the question, how, being so advanced, so developed civilization, they could survive? Because we are developing like it's a technological civilization only during the last possibly 150 years. But we already face a lot of problems with exhausting natural resources, problems with ecology, pollutions, contamination of our environment, and certainly, just to rank like the being first, social, economical, political problems. In order to evaluate, to assess a sort of probability, how many civilizations, technologically developed civilization exist, we first of all just address the very simple but very wisely developed by very good, again, colleague of mine, Frank Drake, American astronomer. He suggested some relationship, including, in order just to make such an estimate, a probability of finding actually intelligent life in the universe. It includes number of stars, number of planets around the stars, number of planets favorable, just capable, just to keep very favorable climate conditions, So probability just to life to originate, then the conditions favorable for this life to develop, and eventually to reach intellectual level, like, say, us. But the last term in this relationship. It's just how long technologically developed civilization could survive. Even most optimistic people usually place in like this term, put like this term, not more than 1,000 years. Less optimistic, couple hundred. I never met even such optimists who would put, say, 10,000, 100,000. So, civilizations, like people, born, evolve, and die. When our civilization will die? Could you answer the question? I think not. Me too. And this is a great warning to us, answering your question, how we just, will be developed, how we could protect ourselves, and how we project our future. Very interesting and very important in order just to pursue with very wise policy. Otherwise, no chance to survive. And not because I'm so pessimistic, no, I am realistic. And I just very accurately observe what's happening around us. Very important, but very complicated question. The situation, unfortunately, dramatically changed during the last decades. My experience, personal experience, in teaching students, in the participation in educational programs, quite different from what I observe right now. At least in my country, the former Soviet Union, students were so much motivated to know more, to teach, to learn, to be taught, and to apply their knowledge for the benefit of the society. We sometimes work for very negligible salary, but we felt great satisfaction that we are part of this great process, benefited to the society, to the world development. Well, right now, I sometimes, and very often, unfortunately, I meet people who are motivated completely different standards. The first motivation being extremely pragmatic, how to earn more money, and possibly even to enjoy life, personal life, not thinking with other standards, which we are very much concerned over. Well, I had no chance, unfortunately, to know very closely intact Bulgarian students. I can judge based on my experience in Russia. In Russia, unfortunately, situation strongly, dramatically, I would say, changed. And, I usually used to have at least 3-4 postgraduates, like my aspirants, whom I guided, whom I helped to make to do their PhD. Right now, and I've been very selective in this process, but right now I have only one. Previous years, it was 2, 1, no more. People not very much motivated just to be involved in the, advanced science. And sometimes they are
discussing. Oh my God. And this is responsibility of the society. It's a great mistake because people, even of the quite high scientific level, they are paid negligibly compared to the some, doing routine work people. And sometimes students discuss in such terms. Oh my God, I need to pay something like 20, 30 years in order to learn more and to become even PhD or even higher, and I will be paid less than a cleaner. This is absolutely stupid policy, and I openly discuss it in the different audiences. The people who gain important knowledge, they are capable to think and not only guide but also motivate society. They should be paid reasonably, and they should be appreciated by the society like it's the most important and most valuable product